Well, hello there, kids. Welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, the interactive vodcast where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. Who knows? We're really just here to have a good time. We have an amazing episode planned for you this evening. You might notice by my background, even though I'm blocking the important part, we are going to be chatting with the higher ups, if you will, of the National Bearded Empress Pageant. I literally just rolled over my dress. High production values. Here we go. But yes, I am super excited this evening. We have the promoter herself, Michelle Woods, will be joining us this evening, as well as, let me get this title correct because I enjoyed this. Emeritus Pensy BEARONCE Bear is joining us this evening. And they just recently had their pageant. So we have a wonderful video filmed by the new National Bearded Empress VAGENESIS. Yes, I did pronounce that correctly. VAGENESIS. My husband heard that name and cracked up. He couldn't even deal with it. But it's going to be an incredible evening. So remember, if you have any questions, we will be answering them tonight. Let's see who has checked in already. Robin and Vicky are already here. Good evening, ladies. Orion Angel, my husband says I'm only allowed to watch tonight if you don't distract me too bad from my math homework. No promises. Speaking of bearded queens, we've got Andronica watching this evening. Hey, Miss Andronica, how are you doing, sweetheart? Central PA does have a handful of amazing bearded queens, and they are all so much fun. Josh Evans is watching this evening. Oh, I look beautiful. I know. This is some new hair. I'll be talking about it in a minute. My husband is watching, looking great, babe. Thank you, baby. I love you. Miss Sedusa is watching. Hey, girl, how you doing? How you doing? Loving the look, Jade. Thank you. I love this look too. I should have started with who, what, where, but I didn't because it's my show and I'm going to do it the way I want to. Jim Rogers is watching. Oh, that's Moxie Sillin. Hey, Moxie Sillin. Fantastic. Why couldn't you join on Facebook before? That's weird. I don't know. Kenny is watching. Oh, you are a wonderful human too. A happy Wednesday. It is a happy Wednesday, Kitty DeVille. I love this. Another new name. I love seeing new names pop up. That makes my day. How are you, Jess? Vicky Fisher is watching. Yes, National Bearded Empress. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you are doing well, Miss Vicky. Miss Vicky's actually going to be up in our stomping grounds for Divas Down Under in June. So make sure you get your tickets for that. Miss Tammy is watching this evening. Oh, thank you so much. Jamie Angel wants hair like yours. Nicole James did it. She's incredible. Xander, one of our guests from last week. Love the hair. I love the hair too. You know what? I'm going to have to do my who, what, where very soon. Diana, can't wait to meet Michelle. She has such an amazing background. I saw your Instagram post. I can't wait to chat with her either. Get your questions ready. Another new name. Do you pronounce it Andrea or Andrea? Andrea Temptations. I love that. You have such a good name. Oh, and based on your picture, you look amazing too. Ms. Madam D is watching. Hey, D, how you doing? Michelle is watching, and she's backstage. That's kind of crazy. That's wonderful. Alrighty, kids. I said I'm going to do it. I did things out of order, but let's get into a little who, what, where about me. Who am I? My name is Jade DeVere. I'm a drag performer based out of Central Pennsylvania. I love the art of drag and the wonderful symphony of color that it creates. I just made that up. What am I wearing? Well, everyone's asking about the hair. This hair is by Nicole James. The wig itself is by Webster Wigs. You might have noticed I wore another one very similar to it a couple weeks ago. I bought two of them thinking they would both stack together to be a huge wig. And Nicole produced two amazing wigs out of them. They're so much like high density hair count. Like it's amazing. My outfit is a custom order from Coquetry. The coquetry, as Amethyst calls it. We love our coquetry. My jewelry this evening is, I haven't said it in a while, so say it all together, Rocks by Cox. My makeup is, of course, Wet n Wild. I've got some Ben Nye. My eyes are entirely Juvia's Place tonight. I loved this look the last time I did it, so I wanted to do it again. And my lips are the lip bar. Last but not least, where can you find me? You can find me every Wednesday right here on Inside the Drag Closet, available on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Now, you might be noticing I'm doing a lot of talking right now. Sadly, Anastasia will not be joining us this evening. She is taking care of herself. She actually just went to the hospital. She is going to be fine. She is doing what she needs to do because she has a respiratory thing. Respiratory things are not fun right now. So she is keeping an eye on herself. So back to the comment section. Oh, another new name, Trey Coley Lusk. Hello to all bearded queens. You know, someone asked me if I was going to be bearded tonight, and I can't grow a beard, so I would feel very disingenuous if I went bearded tonight, because tonight's not about me. It's about the National Bearded Empress pageant system. Oh, fantastic. And we have got a Twitch follower. Yay! Congratulations. You are our first, well, you're not our first Twitch follower, but you're the first Twitch follower who isn't also a Facebook and YouTube follower. This is amazing. Well, I want to get into chatting with our first guest for the evening. She is the promoter for the, oh, I scrolled away and I left it there. She is the promoter for the National Bearded Empress system. Now, there are a lot of drag systems out there, and National Bearded Empress really kind of gravitated or resonated with me when I looked at their website. And I want to do a quote from their website. As all art evolves, so does the art of drag. Join us as we add to pageant history. Gender no longer wins the crown. So I would like to welcome our first guest this evening. Put your hands together for Michelle Woods. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Thank you for having me. This is the best I've felt in a week, and I'm glad I get to be with you guys today.
I'm glad you're here. Do you want to give the kids a little who, what, where about you?
I know that you guys had gotten the bio from Anthony. Well, update, I'm 40 now. So I know I've hit the threshold. I'm 40, married. My mom has dementia. She moved down from Michigan. She lives with us. I'm originally from Michigan. I was a drag. I was a male entertainer for years. My name was Casanova, and I gave up being a drag king to pursue being a partner and parent and adult, and because they're like, there's no money in drag and you're a male illusionist and it's just not going to work. But hey, you take life the way that it's meant to be. I work in healthcare. I'm a behaviorist. I have 8 cats, 3 dogs. Yeah.
That's amazing.
We have extra cats only because we took in a stray, and we've made an agreement. If we run into any strays and we take them in, we have to keep them. It's like a must. So welcome to the lesbian dome.
I'm writing that down.
Right? It's like the lesbian dome. Like, there's cats everywhere. I'm glad that I'm not sitting where I normally would, because you'd have cats like walking behind me. And then sometimes you'd have to like put like a censored sign up because someone wants to show a little part of their bodies.
Bam, starfish, done.
Right? Need those little jewels or something,
Right. When Anastasia's on the show, she does the same thing. You're just chatting, everything's fine, and booty hole. Okay.
Right?
Family entertainment, really.
It is. It's pure. It's pure and it's organic. It's what we need. It's what we deserve.
Exactly. It might not be the entertainment we want, but it's the entertainment we deserve.
Absolutely.
So, Michelle, what is it like? I know a lot of different pageant systems and a lot of different promoters, and it's very very often it's a boys' game. So what is it like being a female promoter in a system like this?
You want to know something? Since I'm going to be honest with you guys, because I really respect what you do. Being a woman in a gay-dominated field, gay male-dominated field, is is like ripe with misogyny. It's I have to be more boy than more of a man than the rest of the men, and I have to be woman enough to go ahead and allow someone to open the door for me. I'm not allowed to. I can't play. Seriously, you have to be like, okay, look. That's why we push through borders and push down the barriers of gender no longer wins the crown, because I am a woman by genetics. But how I identify is a human being. And, I can grow facial hair. No male in our community and nightlife and pageantry has a right to dictate what makes someone feminine or beautiful. You know what I mean? It truly, to be honest, breasts don't make a woman, ovaries don't make a woman. So for a society that we are so like, we need to be free and we need to be open, to have all of that seriously ingrained misogyny is really like a laugh. So you have me, I'm mask presenting, lesbian female, got long hair, and I don't care. I'm not here to play by the rules of the good old boys. I'm here to break down barriers and do it with amazing bearded queens who, quite honestly, don't give a F-U-C-K. They just want to do good drag, do good for their community, and that's what matters.
And I found the more, I hate to use the word marginalized, but I am going to use that word with, especially with like bearded performer and, performers who aren't necessarily what you see in the public eye are more
Right.
motivated to give back to the community as well. Not always, there's exceptions to every rule, but it's been my experience that a lot of bearded performers like to give back more. There's a wonderful comment that just popped up right here from Orion Angel, who is a newer drag performer. I'm legit crying right now. I can grow facial hair and I'm so self-conscious about it. It honestly makes me feel like less of a woman. Your words mean so much to me.
To be honest, even me, I'm ethnic. I grow facial hair. It doesn't make me any less of a woman because I do have facial hair. Real women do have facial hair. Real women do have penises. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. And we have such a in the times that we're living in, we're witnessing people really starting to stand against that grain. And having that, we still, even within the bearded community, we have people that are very, everything has to be a certain way and you need to do. No, fuck that. It is how you make it. Gender no longer wins the crown because we are as your entertainment value and who you are has no gender. So even for National Bearded Empress, you don't naturally have to grow a beard. It can be cosmetically enhanced, but this needs to be a legitimate like artistry to you. You know what I mean? That's why we have it very specific with contracts, because I'm not even going to lie. I know people are like, well, wait a minute, you guys are pretty fab. Well, we really are. And our crown is even better than anybody else's. And I know people could say that, but baby, when I tell you that I've had Continental girls look at this crown, I've had people from Showgirl, I've had people from every serious pageant system in our community say, bitch, that crown is a nasty crown. That's right, it is. And the only way you can get it is if you're National Bearded Empress. Sorry. And we don't just give it because you want to have a beard for today and compete. No, girl, you got to do this for a while. We're here for authenticity, not the fake stuff. It's real.
I love that. It's galvanizing. It's motivating. I've always been a person that doesn't grow facial hair. Like I can do a very sad looking goatee and that's about it. But yeah, I love the level of confidence that you are exuding right now is just making me want to be a better person, honestly.
You're a wonderful person. You're a wonderful person. You really are. And the fact that your hair is my favorite colors. You know what I mean? I told you I was already like, I loved it. I was like, tell it to my heart. I'm feeling it. It's so good. But you're a good person.
I try. I think, talking about we were talking about your background as well, and I did get a statement on my Instagram about your other work as well, and you said you're a behaviorist.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind talking about that a little bit?
Sure. I work with children and adults with ASD. ASD is what is now known as autism spectrum disorders. What formerly was called like Asperger's, which is considered at a lighter end of the rainbow, if you will, or spectrum. I work with a wide variety. I'm very privileged that I was given an opportunity very early on from my nursing career, working with Alzheimer's and dementia patients, and making the switch and doing something to where you have true gravity and momentum to see such prosperity amongst things that, it's interesting how we treat the neurodiverse in our world and in our community, that we are not open eyes, open ears, and closed mouths. And I think that when you give yourself a chance to do that kind of work, you understand people just a little bit better. I feel that kind of work has actually made me a better person. It's kind of hard to describe. I love what I do. I love how I do it, and I love who I do it with. And I'm the type of person that I'm super passionate. And if I have to do something, if my passion isn't in it, I won't do it. I really have to have a purpose-driven life. If I don't have that, I'm no one. I'm nothing. I'm not perfect by any means. I've got my own idiosyncrasies and issues, but I'm so grateful for what I learned in my day job and my life and my correspondence with other people, working with the developmentally disabled. And you know what? It's not developmental disability. It's actually different ability. It's understanding that we all have superpowers. And just because we don't fit a niche or a box of what everyone else expects us to doesn't mean that we are not able to be as successful as possible, So, and also I have ADHD. So forgive me if I go, whew.
I love that. You've watched the show before. You know that this one does that as well.
You're way better than than me. I'll tell you that, because I'm like all over the place.
So we did, the person who made the comment actually just made a comment as well. Diana Jacqueline. Michelle, I'm a BCBA and I'm the director of a special education school. It's perfect that you're here during Autism Acceptance Month.
Yes.
I agree. Which is
lighted up blue they stay lighted up blue for April. It's been that way, but we I think that what we also need to focus on, and it's really great, you and I will have to connect. I don't want to say the name, Diana. We'll have to connect later, but people have a tendency to think that autism is only to be discussed once a year during the month of April. No, it's not acceptable. We have so much more that we can be doing in our communities to educate others about autism awareness, about understanding ASD, that autism doesn't just come, as autism. It comes with all of these different things with it, layers. You met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. You haven't met every person. So it doesn't fit every scenario or every situation. So thank you for being here. It's always good to have other board certified behavior analysts on board that wanted to have these discussions. We have our Facebook groups. We have different groups that we deal with even at the state level to try to make effective change. But like for me, like I work with children. I don't deal with private insurance. I deal with the meat and potatoes, America, the Medicaid waiver kids. So, I'm here for it, and I'm glad to see someone else is here too. So high five, Stas. Good biz.
I'll make sure to connect the two of you after the show because I'm connected with both of you on Facebook. Sound great?
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Well, Michelle, we are going to move you backstage for just a little bit because I have another guest who is wearing a fabulous hat and is, ready for some of the attention. And then we'll bring you back after our little break. Sound good?
Sound great. Thanks for having me on, Jade. See you guys in a little bit.
See you soon. Oh, she's amazing. Oh. I'm getting chills tonight, kids. I don't know if you're noticing it, but I was tearing up a little bit during that. At work, we have a lot of kids that are on the spectrum, and it has been very rewarding to get to know them and get to understand their differences. Honestly, we have one wonderful young man who is teaching himself different alphabets, and no one told him to. He's just doing it on his own, and he's so clever, and we know he pays attention, and that's his superpower, which just makes me happy. But we have another guest to get to, and I am super excited to have her on the show this evening. I actually reached out to her a while ago, and that's how we came up with this episode tonight. She literally got here rushing home from work, barely had a chance to put an outfit together, but she is here. She is ready to say hello to all of you. So everybody, let's welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, BEARONCE Bear.
Oh, hello, everybody. Oh, sorry, just caught me having a little bit of sip to calm down the nerves from work.
Well, darling, do you want to give us a little who, what, where about you?
Absolutely. So my drag persona name is BEARONCE Bear. I am based out of a small little town right outside of Orlando, Florida. I am a stylist by day. So yes, 21 years in the industry of basically lying to people, telling them that I'm going to get them laid. And taking their money. No, honestly, like I love what I do. And I strive to make sure that I give all of my clients the ability to recreate the look that I give them in the salon at home. I'm very big on that. I've traveled the country teaching for 3 artistic companies, teaching color, cuts, things like that. That's who I am. What I am: stylist, drag entertainer. I think that we need to get away from the term drag queen or drag king. We need to start saying drag entertainer, because everybody should be accepted within our industry. So that's why I sometimes slip up and say drag queen, but even my fiance, he'll be like drag queen, I'm like drag entertainer, bitch, not queen. And then in 2019, I don't remember if Michelle had said, but in 2019 when she founded National Bearded Empress, she came up with a name. And now I go, not queen, not entertainer, empress, bitch. But yeah, and I host a drag brunch once a month that I actually started December of 2020 on a 2-story paddle boat. And it was fantastic, but we outgrew it because we could only get 57 people on there. So now we're actually in a sports pub across the marina from them. And we went from 57 people to an average of 170 people.
Oh, what an awful problem to have.
I know. I'm like, oh, it's so exhausting.
I love that.
Yes. And before we go further, I heard you and Michelle talking about the crown. Now I have my crown here, which is basically, it is handmade. It is no mold. The Empress crowns are never made by a mold and then embellished. They are literally handmade by Double D Jewels. So I saw people wanting to see the crown. Oh, and there's some wigs back there, So like this is the National Bearded Empress crown.
Oh, subtle, understated.
Just a little something that might break your neck.
I'm getting brain damage just looking at it.
It's just a little something.
My neck literally just started hurting.
Listen, I literally, when I have her on, I'm stiff. I'm like a mannequin.
That was me with my Central Pennsylvania Pride crown, because it One, it dug into my scalp, and every time I'm somewhere, I'm like,
yeah,
this is what you get.
it's like, hi. And then our winners also get a custom made carry case.
Ooh.
Based out of California, instead of it being, in a Tupperware, or a bag or something, we make sure.
Michelle would like to add, disclaimers were signed. Your neck hurts, it's your choice, not my problem.
Listen, and I call lies and bullshit on that because it was not my choice. She said, you will wear this. And I said, okay.
I love that. I want to share a wonderful photo. You sent me a lot of promo photos, but one of them just cracked me up, probably for all the wrong reasons. But let's talk for a moment about this beautiful picture right here.
Okay. Okay. What would what would we like to discuss about this one?
What was the inspiration? What was the journey to get there?
The journey was going, well, I've been accused of many things. And the only thing that I will ever admit to being guilty of is being impressive.
I love that. I also love that hair.
Yeah, that is a carbon cavalli hair.
The color scheme of that hair is like my soul.
She's somewhere. She's
hiding. She's back there with the other girls.
She's hanging down. She's a little retouch. But yeah, thank you, Jess, for saying such a great pitch. I appreciate that. So we were actually during our photo shoot on the Saturday before National Bearded Empress, Madison Films / Studio Lot Orlando, who filmed the entire pageant, which there will be a video released soon. It's being edited, and that takes a while for that to go through to make it look professional. They have a 4,000 square foot warehouse that has separate little filming studios. So everything from an office to the judge podium, to the hospital, to a bodega, to a coffee shop, a gym. And this was just, we were doing the photo shoot, and I turned around and I saw this there, and I was like, oh. And I said, Daniel, that's my fiance, Daniel, take a picture of me. And I just went, oh. So, yeah.
So we have a question related to that picture, and it's from my friend Josh. What was the crime?
Being impressive. I mean, not everybody can be impressive. Not everybody will admit to being impressive.
True.
And that's the only thing that I've ever been guilty of. I've been called a bitch. I've been called blunt. I've been called fat, which I'm skinny. I've been called many of things, but I've never admitted to them except for that.
I love that.
I mean, there's other crimes that I could say, but I don't want you to be demonetized or bleeped out.
That's fair. That's valid.
Yes. I'm gonna watch your coins for you, girl.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's funny. We were talking about COVID a little bit before the show, and I always tell people, I didn't have taste before COVID. After I had it, I never got it back.
Oh, she left her hat.
Oh no!
And her headphones.
Her say something hat.
Just a little something. Listen, I was like, I cannot show up onto this drag show interview without something. I wear all black to work. I looked like, and I looked like I had just literally, I had color on me and everything. I was just like, oh, I hadn't even shaved. So I shaved before the show really quick. I was like, okay. And my fiance's trying to tell me about his day. And I'm like, can't talk right now. I have 5 minutes.
I love you dearly.
Exactly. Now go make dinner. Thank you.
So I wanted to talk a little bit where, how I posted in our group chat that we have a schedule to the show and I won't stick to it? This is going to be one of those moments. So I want to talk for a moment. I see that you and Joey Gallagher are both listed as emeritus, but with a different emeritus title.
Yes.
I actually don't know what those are.
Okay, so actually there's three of us. There's myself. So I am Pense of thought. There's Joey Gallagher, which is La Voix of voice. And then we have Dion Dewar Black, and they are De Renaissance, and that is a rebirth.
Ooh.
So a lot of people, when Michelle launched National Bearded Empress back in 2019, July 4th, actually 2019, so Independence Day, right? We got a lot of questions. There's 3 emeritus or 3 emeriti, and we're like, yeah, and they're like, that's so not normal. Like, why? Da, da, da. Okay, so first off, it's drag. There's nothing normal. There's nothing written in stone. It is art. You are allowed to create your character how you want, right?
That.
Okay. Second, pageantry has had this format for so long, and it has become stagnant to where and I hate to sound like, you know, Whitney Houston, the children are our future, but the kids of today, the younger generation that is coming up, they have no interest in pageantry anymore because it has become either who you know or who you blow. And so Michelle said, well, we're already going to break rules, so we're going to break some more rules. And there's 3 of us because of the fact that we each have something to bring to the table for the system. How can I represent a community by myself and know what everybody's thinking and know what everybody is wanting? I'm not going to know it all. I might think I do, but I'm not. So we have 2 other emeriti that have the ability to come in with me, and we, you know, have these think tanks, and we have these powwows, and we've got this is what you're seeing on social media. This is what I'm seeing on social media. This is what we're seeing at the gig. This is, you know, and so forth. So what Michelle did was mind blowing and just geniusly done, so that we had the ability to have these names of thought, of voice, and of rebirth. Because Dion actually came from a past pageantry system, which is now our regionals, to National Bearded Empress, which was National Bearded Queen.
Gotcha.
So Terry Dion was the winner in 2019. She beat me, FYI, just saying. I was first runner-up. Not bitter, but no. But, and she won in May of 2019, and then the previous owner of NBQ had made a racist statement online. Okay, first off, your crown queen is a person of color. Secondly, racism has no place in this world at all. Whenever, however, never. So how are you going to make a racist comment? So like literally when they said that, everybody pulled out. They were like, bam, bye. And so Dion basically sacked it, you know, and then it was purchased again.
And she's watching tonight.
Yeah, and then there's Terry James, Dion Dewar Black. Let's give a huge round of applause for her because she is absolutely amazing. If you are not following Dion Dewar Black, please make sure you do, because they are phenomenal. And I'm not just saying that because they are part of my system. Well, me and Michelle's system. They are literally like, they are a phenomenal entertainer. You know, and then 2020 hit, which everybody wound up sitting down for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then so Michelle had the opportunity to acquire National Bearded Queen, and she did. And when I found out about it, I was like, are you crazy? And she was like, listen to me. And I'm like, okay, I'm listening. What do you have to say, Mom? Listening. And she was like, National Bearded Queen's going to be our regionals. And I said, bam, perfect. And so now that Dion Dewar Black is an emeriti with Empress, and that is why she has the name De Renaissance, of rebirth, she is about to be reborn, or has been reborn, into the representation that she should have had back in 2019 until today.
That's amazing.
Sorry if I just went on a rant.
No, you're fine. there were a couple comments that came in during that. Josh Evans says, as Debbie Reynolds said in Halloween Town, being normal is vastly overrated.
Absolutely.
And Reed Fry said, drag is art and art is subjective, in the words of the Boulet brothers.
100%.
I have been very happy to see this kind of a renaissance of drag pageantry. A lot of people, the term I've started using is drag artist.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been watching pageant systems. Central Pennsylvania Pride is crowning a royal and not a Mr. and Miss.
Oh.
A couple of years ago, right when COVID hit and we were all in lockdown, the Rainbow Rose Center, which is now York Pride, was getting ready to do a pageant. And they asked me, they were like, we don't want to gender the title. I was like, regent. So they have a regent of what was Equality Fest and is now the regent of York Pride.
That's perfection.
I come from a Ren Fair background. I know ridiculous
titles.
titles.
You're like, honey, hold on 1 second. Rolodex, here's your word. You're welcome.
You can have that. Thank you.
Exactly.
But yeah, I love this rebirth of pageantry that's going on.
Yeah.
I've done my pageant life and I'm kind of like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit here and do this show.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of like what I told Michelle too on my aspect. So I have been in 1, 2, 3 pageants that I ran up against female illusionists, and I placed every single pageant.
Nice.
As a bearded entertainer. And then I won Florida Bearded Queen. Then I went to National Bearded Queen. I lost to Deandra Black. Still not bitter about it. No. I love saying that because whenever I know that she's watching, I'm just like, hi. No. But seriously, honestly, it was one of the best things that could have ever happened to me. Because I didn't want my head to get too big because then this hat wouldn't fit. But so, and then doing National Bearded Queen, pageantry is exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
It's exhausting. It really is. I mean, if you say otherwise, you're a liar.
After the break, we're going to talk about what VAGENESIS did in order to win, because I have all of her outfits lined up and ready to show off.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll be getting to that very soon.
Okay, yes. But yeah, so okay, I'll be
quiet. You're fine, hon. You're fine.
Oh, I can talk like nobody's business. Just FYI.
And I don't have Anastasia to bounce things off. Great.
Oh, you can go to the bathroom if you need to. I'll just take over the show really quick.
Okay, I'll be back. Bye.
Okay, bye.
I keep on rolling over my dress.
I just love that you're like full dress. You are committed right now.
Full dress, nothing. You know what, kids? I'm going to ruin the illusion. You see these shorts I'm wearing and these Carrie wearing. Welcome to Inside the Drag Closet.
You want to know what? That is your drag, and that is acceptable.
I know, exactly.
Exactly, because I'm sitting here in boxer briefs, and I actually have my little tank top underneath here that I threw my little Carol Baskin shirt over with my Carol Baskin hat, and just.
I want to talk about her in a little bit because Kate McKinnon is playing her in this new series, and
yes,
I need to watch that.
yes. I want to watch that as well. I definitely want to watch that.
But BEARONCE, I do have to get to the next segment.
Okay.
But when we're done with that, are you ready to come back?
I was born ready.
I don't know how to do a segue to a different section. That's why I said it that way.
Oh, okay.
All righty, we'll talk to you in just a couple minutes. All right.
Okay. Yep.
I hope all of you out there are having as much fun as I am tonight. I am beside myself, just having a great time. But I did want to talk a little bit about our Patreon. That's right. Inside the Drag Closet is on Patreon. I was chatting with the girls a little bit earlier, kind of getting on their cases about filming stuff. It's what I do. That's my job. But if you want to see more behind the scenes footage and just, tips and tricks from the girls here at Inside the Drag Closet, make sure you subscribe to our Patreon. You can subscribe for as low as $5 a month. That's it. and we just come up with shenanigans to share with you. We also still have merch available, so if you would like to pick up your own Inside the Drag Closet t-shirts or hoodies or the coffee mugs. I didn't think that would be as popular as it is, but the coffee mug is a winner for some reason. All right. Not a coffee drinker, so maybe that's why I don't get it. But yep, go ahead and pick that up. Just go to www.jadedevere.com/merch. Get your own Inside the Drag Closet merch. And just so you know, Divas Down Under has our next show already planned. We are having the Rehoboth Beach Queens Invasion 2.0 with Paula Frost, Poison, Deja Diamond Jamassier, Christina Dahl, Katarina Couture, Amethyst Diamond, and myself, Jade DeVere, will be there. Get your tickets as soon as possible. We have been consistently sold out since the show reopened a year ago. So don't wait around until the last minute because you won't get your tickets. Also, tomorrow, myself and my dear sister Amethyst will be at the Racehorse in Thomasville, Pennsylvania for Miss Ruby's All Drag Review with Ruby Strippers, Jade DeVere, Amethyst Diamond, and Freya Rose. And then the following day, Amethyst and I are taking a road trip to King of Prussia for the first ever Queens of King of Prussia, a late night at the Wild Rooster Bar. Wild Rooster Bar. I just wanted to say it again. Hosted by Fancy Dismount Stratton with Callie Couture, Jade DeVere, Aloe Vera, and Amethyst Diamond. So, tickets for the one in King of Prussia, just go to fancydismount.com. I think it's .com. Check out Fancy's website, and tickets are available there. And don't forget, Divas Down Under is expanding and creating the Boomerang Brunch. That will be the third Sunday of every month at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone. So get your tickets as soon as possible. We have an amazing cast lined up for you, so don't wait around for that either. But it's time for me, and we're going to do a little game I like to call Just Ask Jade. So according to my computer, it is currently 9:13. You kids have until 9:18 to ask me anything you want. Just know I will answer. So let's see. First question, is brunch on sale? I believe the tickets are going on sale Saturday. So keep your eye on the Divas Down Under page. We are going to keep all the shows on the same Facebook page, so look for them there. Wild Rooster Bar sounds fun. I'm a little afraid. I'm not going to. No, I heard it was a really nice venue, and it's their first drag show, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Kenny wants to know, how much do you miss me? I miss you a lot, sweetheart. Honestly, we do need to get together and do food sometime. I'm actually in Lancaster a lot right now, and that's closer to you, so let me know. Keep the questions coming, kids. I will answer them. BEARONCE wants to know, what is the natural color of your hair, and does the carpet match the drapes? This is my natural color. The carpet matches the drapes in color and quantity. Yeah, it's like a blacksmith's apron. When are we going to get to perform together? That is a good question. I am doing Lancaster Pride, I am doing York Pride, and I am doing Central Pennsylvania Pride. So if you're doing any of those prides, I will be there. Jen wants to know, what is your favorite lipstick? I'm actually opening up my makeup kit right now. So basically anything from the Lip Bar. They're an amazing company I found out about during COVID when everything was shut down. Their lipsticks are amazing. I have so many of their lip glosses. Their lip liners are the best lip liners I've ever used. So the Lip Bar. I'm not even sponsored to say that. Dark chocolate or milk chocolate? How dare you? Dark chocolate. But this is Jade DeVere knowing way too much. About a 72% cacao. Guess what I do for a living? Let's see. Yay for all the prides. Yes, prides are finally coming back in Central PA this year. I'm so excited. If you could perform with, if you could have any celebrity, if you could have any celebrity play across from you in a play, who would you want to perform with? Oh, Jesus. Oh, um, God rest her soul. I would have loved to do a scene with Madeline Kahn. I love Madeline Kahn. She was so beautiful and so funny. Madeline Kahn in a heartbeat. Favorite movie? Clue. Simple as that. What is your favorite setting spray? Oh shoot, I just closed it. I do love the Morphe setting spray, setting mist. It's amazing. Trip we learned from Nomi Moore. Tap it with a dry brush afterward, and it just smooths everything out. Let's see, we have 2 more minutes. When will we get to see the Inside the Drag Closet cooking episode? When we know how to cook. Actually, Amethyst knows how to cook, so we need to get on top of that. We need to figure that out. We're trying to come up with new stuff for this year. So, Estee Lauderdale, what's a song you've always wanted to perform but haven't done yet? Stay tuned, kids. I actually have a lot of new stuff coming up this year. A lot of Celine Dion. You're not ready. Robin wants to know, what should one do if they are going to be going to their first Pride event? Have fun. Have fun. Embrace the differences in people and just have a good time. Robin and Vicky are going to be helping us with the Inside the Drag Closet booth. I don't know if I've told them that yet, but that's going to happen. My husband would like to know, you are only allowed to perform one song for the rest of your career over and over again at different gigs. Which song and why? Oh, geez. Chiquitita by ABBA. If you've seen me do it before, you know why. Orion Angel, what is your go-to order at a restaurant you've never been to before? A pasta dish. If it's got pasta and seafood, that's it. Kitty DeVille, what's your favorite performance from another queen? Bob the Drag Queen performing It's All Coming Back to Me Now. Ridiculous. Are there ever duo drag performers or just individually? I know people who have performed together and performed together a lot. The Boulay brothers, for example. Sharon Ann Husbands and Carol Ann do a lot together. They know how to perform separately, but they're also a good duo. And my computer says 9:18, but I'm going to get to the rest of these questions here. We did that one. What would you say are benefits and risks of changing one's drag name to something a little more double meaning? It depends on how established you are. I have a friend who wanted to bounce back and forth to different drag personas. I said, don't do it. Just pick one. Jamie Angel, if that's something you're thinking about, I would do it now. And I would do something very fun to let everybody know about it. Daniel Jackson wants to know, what Pride events in PA do you suggest? All the ones that I'm at. Central Pennsylvania Pride, Lancaster Pride, York Pride. Gettysburg is doing a huge Pride event this year. Yeah, go to all of them. They're all fun. Pride is what we do. You know, Pride is living unashamedly. I don't know if that's the actual word, but that's what I went with. Alrighty, kids. I am going to bring back our amazing guests for this evening, and we are going to watch a very quick video from our new National Bearded Empress. But first, let me bring back the incredible Michelle Woods and BEARONCE Bear.
Hello.
Let me move some stuff around. Let's do this. Let's do that way.
I love that you're able to do that now, because StreamYard, when I had my show back in 2020, like, they've upgraded. Like, I'm like, oh, this hoe got tricks.
Oh yeah. I was doing a web series last year for the New Jersey Renaissance Fair.
Mm-hmm.
I could do different profiles. All I had to do is click a button, and this all turned into Ren Fair stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was great. Because I am lazy and forgetful.
Hi, that's my other name. So nice to meet you. Me too. Listen, you remind me so much of BEARONCE when you were talking, because you say that you don't have it all together. You do, and then when you were talking about the Patreon and you're getting on everybody like, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. He's mom, I'm dad. Mom is very that way, and Dad's kind of like, just do what she told you to do, and I wouldn't have to talk to you about it. Because even she bitches at me. So you know what I mean?
I love that.
I feel seen right now. Let me turn off my highlighting light because I feel
We really do have the mom-dad relationship. It's very that, but she's very in control and very in charge, and that's how she works. And if she's not in charge, she doesn't feel comfortable.
Well, I think we're naturally drawn to people that compliment us too.
Right.
With Anastasia and Amethyst, and even with Scarlet and Fancy before they moved on to other things, I always felt this wonderful connection, and I knew if I would forget something, they would pick it up, which is incredible.
The hat's coming off. It's hot.
Go for it. I made the choice of wearing velvet in front of a, gigantic light. I made a bold choice tonight.
You're smart.
Thank God I'm pretty. So I wanted to play a very brief video. I did reach out to VAGENESIS. Sadly, she does work Wednesday nights, but she did film a video for all of us. So I want to share it with everybody at home. So let's enjoy this moment.
Hey everybody, it's your National Bearded Empress VAGENESIS. I'm so sorry I couldn't be there today, but thank you so much, Jade and Anastasia, for having us on Inside the Drag Closet. So much love to Michelle and BEARONCE and the whole National Bearded Empress team. I am beyond honored to be a part of the National Bearded Empress family. So excited to travel and see so many people, share my talents with the country. I will see you all very soon. Have a great, great time. Love each other, love yourselves. Take care. Mwah. Bye.
They just got finished dancing.
Exactly. Every drag performer in the world knows exactly where she was in that moment. And
Yes.
she's just like, I have to get this done, or I will forget.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pause you guys on that because I have COVID and I'm like that when I just bend over to pick up a pen. Okay, forget both of you right now. You know what I mean? Because you think that okay, she buffed. No, I'm sorry. I picked up a pen and I can't breathe. Thank you.
Listen, Jade, this is the one thing I will say because you hadn't physically spoken to Michelle before this evening, correct? Like you had a verbal
Just a little bit, yeah.
So this past Friday, Michelle, or Saturday, I think it was, Michelle called me and I was like, I'm kind of getting a little turned on right now. I was like, your voice is very raspy, like phone sex operator. I was like, come on, COVID. Hi, babe. You can walk around and you can say hi to the camera if you want, babe. And this is my gorgeous fiance.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi, how's it going? Sorry to interrupt.
You're fine.
We're in his office / my drag room. He calls it our creative space because he's an international graphic designer.
Because I was caught sharing as a child.
That was really sweet. One of my guests a couple weeks ago, her husband walked through the frame. He had shorts on. I was like,
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? No shirt? No? Okay.
Okay.
The world thanks you.
Yes.
So we did get a couple questions here. I do want to get to them, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about VAGENESIS just because she turned the party. I want to talk about her looks. I have descriptions of her looks from the pageant, and I just want to share these with everybody who's watching. First, this was presentation. VAGENESIS says this first look was heavily influenced by her African heritage. It is actually inspired by a wedding dress she found on Twitter. She sat with her designer, Jade Shante of Fashion for the Fearless, and he took her inspirations and constructed this impeccable gown. And the hair was inspired by a picture on her vision board and was brought to life by Stacey King wigs. That is so gorgeous.
Phenomenal. Top notch. Top notch.
Okay. I'm gonna step in real quick, Dad. Okay.
Go for it.
I was in the back of the house. Michelle was front of the house. Michelle could see everything. And all I could hear when VAGENESIS went to stage was a thunderous round of applause and fan clacking and yelling and screaming. And I'm like, did this bitch just like get lowered in by a helicopter? What she did?
Yeah.
You know, like, did she just like, I mean, literally, I'm like, what did she do? And then I saw the picture and I went,
Oh yeah,
that's what she did.
yes,
Okay.
yes, and even the cadence, even her cadence and the manner in which she spoke. When you see the video, and what I can do later is I can shoot over some of the video footage that was taken by some of the participants that came, which because we weren't rude like that. We weren't like, you can't videotape, you can't do anything. You want to know something? This is for the community. You are being celebrated, and all 5 contestants that competed. We started off with 14. We ended up with 5, and I'm gonna tell you what, each one of them brought it. But VAGENESIS, though, she was so consistent, and I don't know if you can see it in the video footage, and I hope they edit it out because my jaw literally was on the floor. I don't show emotion like that, and she came out in one of her other outfits. So when you bring it up, I'll say this is the one right here where Mama done lost her mind and the jaw was on the floor, and I was like, and VAGENESIS's dresser saw it and said, I saw you with your mouth open. I sure did, because I don't do that. I
I
was
know,
like gagged.
I'm pretty sure I know exactly which outfit that is, and that's going to be the third one we share tonight.
Woo!
But the next one was her talent look, which is right here.
So good.
Just amazing. The second look came from a piece of Trinidadian fashion because she was using her own spoken word poems for the Regal Flair category. She wanted to feel a deep connection to who she is. She's half Trinidadian, so her drag sister, Venus Valhalla, took that idea and ran with it. It's just beautiful.
Especially in a culture where so much of anything to do with ethnicity and other than, blonde hair, blue-eyed, Aryan, typecast, to have that and to do a spoken word talent was tremendous. One of my very good friends that if you don't follow or you don't know anything about the ballroom scene and people like to watch different shows, you should know and you should be educated on Power Infinity, Mother of the House of Infinity, legend for Bizarre, has been walking balls for years, but also a DJ diva. He came with his husband. He's one of my very best friends. So for him to even say to me, this is the one that was going to win, that talent was everything. To do something so different that isn't done in our community really goes to show you that you do not have to be this perfect fit in and a one size fits all box. She breaks molds. Each one of the contestants did. So round of applause for all of the contestants for National Bearded Empress
100%.
and VAGENESIS. Thank you.
I was not able to see, again, because I was back at the house, see VAGENESIS talent, and I was able to see some footage from the pageant, and I rewound it and watched it, rewatched it. So whenever the editing is all done and it gets released, the spoken word that VAGENESIS says, they literally brought every emotion to the surface. That was the only way. Like I sent them a message and I was just like, I literally just had an out of body experience, and I thank you for that.
Their spoken word is really difficult for everybody watching. Spoken word is probably the hardest thing a drag performer can do, because you have to learn. With music, you have a rhythm, but with spoken word, you don't have that same rhythm. Right. So it is a challenge.
It was like, honestly, Jade, it was one of the most beautifully done talents I have ever seen.
Oh, when the video goes up, let us know and we'll advertise it on the Inside the Drag Closet page.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Thank
You bet. Now there's one more look that's here, and I saved this one for last because I saw it and I stared at it for like 5 minutes, just like, oh my God. Kids, look at this. I mean, the description we got, their revolutionary ambiance look was inspired by the African goddess Ocean, the goddess of divinity, femininity, fertility, beauty, and love. This was a collaborative piece between Egypt Chloe of Welcome to Egypt Designs and Jazier Shante from Fashion for the Fearless. I mean,
there's yeah. I'm gonna flip this around really quick because I mean it might show a little pixelated, but I had just got this the other day, so this is like a close up. I mean, come on.
What I do want to say about this, which is kind of important, people don't understand the cultural importance of people from India in Trinidad and Tobago and the West Indies. You know what I mean? We talk a lot heavily about historically, the indigenous peoples, slaves that were brought over, but we also don't talk about people who were brought over as slaves to work on the railroad systems from India as well. That heavily have populated Trinidad, Tobago, Jamaica, those countries. So to have so much of these different bits and splashes of influence culturally that make up his or Vagenesis there, because they are non-binary, their bloodline, their hierarchy in life, it's imperative for others to experience that, to have that cultural immersion. So while you're being immersed in beautiful bearded talent and bearded artistry, you're also getting popped in with everyone's colors of the rainbow and where they come from. I mean, hello, absolutely stuns. But that was the jaw dropper for me. Even I was like, what?
Yes. The one thing that I will say about all of the contestants, and not minimalizing anything that Vagenesis did, because Vagenesis' package was absolutely mind-blowing that we just saw. But what I loved about each of the contestants that were at National Bearded Empress was that each of them tapped into their own mind and their own feeling and their own experience and brought it to the stage. They didn't bring the traditional, step-by-step talent. Like, they brought their traditional, what they wanted to be seen as, their experience of what their art was. It wasn't, the stoic gown and the hair, and it was so, and I'm going to use the word impressive, that it was just, I mean, we had people in the audience that have, I mean, like Michelle was saying, continental, glamorous, who else was there? EOY, goddess. Like, we had these people in the audience coming up to us. You're on mute, Michelle. We had people come up going, this pageant is amazing.
We've gotten a lot of questions about the pageant. I did just share the website in the chat for everybody, but we will be getting to your questions in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, we just so everyone is aware, though, like, we have in our community in gay nightlife, we have Gay US of A, we have All American Goddess, we have Continental, we have, Miss Glamorous. These are the pageant systems that you hear about. These are the ones that you see, like, that are mainstream, that, everybody was like, oh my God, you've made it if you're part of that. No, they came to our pageant. Okay? They came to our pageant. And with that being said, it goes to show you that bearded artistry is on the move. And Don't ever think that someone isn't out there watching you. From the time that we had sat 2.5 years ago with people who were really interested in joining National Bearded Empress and participating, my biggest stretch for anyone is to remind themselves, you are competing with yourself, and you do this for your 8-year-old self who never thought anyone was ever going to love them or ever think that they were amazing. You are doing this for you at 8 years old, sitting in that audience right now. You're doing it for them to see, we are going to be okay. And that's the most emotional piece, because even for me, 8-year-old Michelle was sitting there with everybody else's 8-year-old self saying, we did it, guys. We did it. We're okay. We've got each other. And that's why we find strength in our emeriti, in our newly crowned
Whoops, she froze. In our newly crowned Empress. You froze, Michelle, so I finished your sentence. I said, and our newly crowned Empress. Yes, and you're back on mute. Okay, there you go.
Yep, perfect.
Yeah, I do want to get to some of the questions from the audience. First question is actually for me. Orion Angel wants to know, tell us about Scene 6 over the weekend. I went to New York City with my husband. He got us tickets to see 6 on Broadway. It was amazing. I'll be doing a full review over on the Patreon. You have to
go over there and subscribe if you want to know.
So Jamie Angel, a lovely non-binary performer in Central PA, asked earlier, what would you say are the benefits and risks of changing one's drag name to something a little more double meaning? And I want to get your opinions on this. What do you think about them changing their name to Envious of You?
So, you want me to go first?
It's up to you.
Okay. So my kind of going off of what you said is, how established are you? Okay. So first, how established are you? But you also have to look at your drag artistry as, are you wanting it to be your form of income right now? And if you are extremely established and that is your form of income, changing your name can possibly, or changing your persona can possibly affect your income. If you are wanting to have 2 personas, that I think is great. But if you're going to have those 2 personas, make sure you keep them 100% separated and do not crisscross the 2 of them. Because if you crisscross, what's going to happen is people are going to be like, wait a minute. So basically this person just wanted a double booking, or I thought we were seeing this entertainer, but now we're seeing this entertainer, but this entertainer is still wearing that outfit that the other entertainer wore. You know what I mean?
It has to be consistent. You got to think about who's witnessing, who's participating. If you're doing it for yourself and it's not something serious, like if you're doing it for just for self and it's not seriously like your regular gig, do whatever you want.
Right.
Do whatever you want. But if this is something serious to you and you don't want things to be mismatched or possibly taken as something else, because one entity is different, so far parallel in opposition to the other, you absolutely have to keep it separate. And also you got to remember too, and people may not like this, but it's coming from, you got to remember, BEARONCE Bear and I have been doing this for a very long time. I've been part of nightlife for 25 years at 40. So that's telling you that I was doing it illegally at 15. You know what I mean? So, but every good story comes to something like that. BEARONCE's been doing it just the same amount of time. We're coming with the experience and letting you know that, well, girl, I'm older than you.
No, girl, I'm 43. I'm 43.
I'm the oldest one here.
You are.
But you don't look it.
But you don't, Blanche. Look at you. You're gorgeous.
A lot of friggin' makeup on here. Fine.
No, but for sure, though, don't separate anything until you're ready to do something like that. And the name spelling, you got to remember, if it's going on a flyer, You need to be very specific with people about the name spelling. It's not the venue's responsibility to keep chasing after you to make sure that it's correct. You need to make sure it's correct. Because I will tell you what, it is annoying for a venue owner to have to continue to do that, you know? And it's just because they don't want to be rude or disrespectful.
They just responded with kind of feeling like Jamie is more of me than Eve is, so have considered making a change so that I can incorporate Jamie as part of my legal name. I like that. That also creates that wonderful balance of this is my authentic self, this is my performance self.
Now, don't forget, make yourself into an LLC so when you do prides or anything like that, you can get it as a tax write-off, okay? Make yourself a business, brand yourself. That's also part of something that we do with National Bearded Empress. VAGENESIS will also be a fully functioning business herself.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I want to say about incorporating your name into your legal name as well as your performer name, and this is just my personal opinion, I like to keep Anthony and BEARONCE separate. And that's how come when I'm in drag, and if people call me Anthony, I don't answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's not who I am right now. You know, so it's kind of like one of those things, like, you know, if you're walking down the streets and somebody calls you, you know, your performer name, are you going to be okay with that? Because, you know, if you get to the level of fame that we all want and desire, then you have to be okay that the camera can start clicking if they're like, oh, that's so-and-so.
Yeah,
know?
There's no shut off. There's no cutoff.
Right.
You people, remember, as soon as you are, that's part of nightlife. I think that people have a tendency to forget this. Being in nightlife, being on TV, being in the public eye in any way, shape, fashion, or form, even having this beautiful platform with the Inside the Drag Closet, people are going to come up to you if they recognize you. And there is a certain amount of responsibility that you have as someone who is seen in the public eye. You need to keep that in the back of your mind, because there are people who are going to like you no matter what, and there's going to be people who won't. And it's not always going to be good, but at the end of the day, you have to surround yourself with people who remind you who you are, how you are, and to have that separation. So with what BEARONCE Bear Anthony said, I 1,000,000% agree. Keep it separate, because even for me, like Michelle, the owner of Empress, you know, versus Michelle, the wife and daughter, is yes, it's all together, but there's times when I just want to be me. I want to turn that off for just tonight. You know what I mean? Like after the pageant, we busted our asses. We were so tired. You know what I mean? We got out of there at like 2:00 in the morning, 3:00 in the morning, and we looked at each other and laughed at each other across from his couch in the hotel, and we were just like, I'm done. Don't talk to me about shit for a week.
Yeah, I was like, shut up. And then she came down with COVID. And I was like, thank you, Jesus.
She better check that. She wouldn't know what to do if something happened to me.
I wouldn't. So sorry, Eve says that's
all right.
Why considering changing drag name while only have done a few live performances. Listen, if you are right at the beginning, do it. Go for it. And this is going to sound harsh, but please don't take it harsh, okay? But if you've only done a few live performances, nobody knows you. You know, you haven't branded yourself yet. So just make sure that you change to Jamie and stick there and stay there. You know, just because you don't want to look like you're going flopping back and forth. Like, oh no, I'm Eve, I'm Jamie, Eve, I'm Jamie. You know, go where you want and go there. Because if you have that concentration of this is who Jamie is, this is what Jamie is going to be, this is what Jamie is going to portray and give the essence, that is what you're going to be able to do. If you've got 10 different characters, they're going to overwhelm yourself.
Yeah, very true. Coming from a theater background, I do murder mysteries almost every week. And every week I go in and I'm like, who the hell am I today?
Right.
Who am I supposed to be? And now we're doing a show. It was supposed to be a very British Agatha Christie show, but the venue advertised a pirate show. So I'm doing that show, but the character is now a pirate.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. It's going to be great. We have a couple more questions here. Two of these questions are very similar. From Daniel Jackson, where is the pageant held and what states/regions? And Jasleen Sparks-Dixon, a former Miss Gay Pennsylvania, would like to know, are there state/regional prelims for the national pageant, or is nationals open to all? Good questions.
We have regionals that we have developed. We have broken up the United States into 7 pieces. So we've made it more inclusive. So it's not so over and inundated in one like area. You know, in some pageant systems, you have like Miss Diamond, blah, 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 you know, and everything is like within 20 miles of like Tulsa, Oklahoma, just picking it out of the sky. Okay. But it's to make it more equal to someone who lives in like Dubuque, Montana, or, you know, someone who lives in like Boise, Idaho, that they're able to go to a certain area and connect. We do allow people to go right to nationals, and those are the ones who either one had been with us for 2.5 years and had planned on competing, but because of life and COVID and things, were not able to compete, or competed this last year and didn't, and were first, second, alternate, or didn't place. They're allowed to also compete at nationals without having to go and compete for a regional in order to come back. Would you like to speak on that too, Anthony, as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have regionals. That will be National Bearded Queen, the Road to National Bearded Empress. That is the name. We launched the official video and the flyers about 4 weeks before the pageant, and then we kind of went dead on it, making it promoting for people that wanted to become promoters. We didn't like push the promoters aside, but just on the pushing of getting promoters for it, because we were now concentrating on the 2022 pageant. We were like, our focus has to go here. Michelle and I were literally like, you have a candle that you can burn at both ends. We had the dust that comes off of the candles that, you know, flickers, that was still burning. The embers, that was us. And so, you know, we were like, we just can't right now. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be having a huge influx of promoting for regional promoters to pick up the regional positions. And what's awesome with our regionals is you get the crown, you get the sash, you get the crown jewels, you get the entry fee into National Bearded Empress, and it's also something else that I just went on brain fart. Hotel, that's paid. Your travel accommodations, like to get here, no, that's on you. But that is all for the promoters to know, like when they invest into Empress, they are getting, it's not just like,
we also do all of their social media. We provide all of the flyers. That way there's consistency throughout.
Exactly.
Yes, because we noticed that, you know, there you can have someone in one system, they do like a flyer, it's absolutely gorgeous, and then another person from that same system has a flyer and it doesn't replicate or, you know, express what the system is about or embodiment of it. Right. So we want to make sure that it's very continuity throughout. Also, I did see that someone had asked a question about handicap accessibility. National Bearded Empress is for all. That means regardless of handicap or not, we do make sure that we provide open accessibility. National Bearded Empress is actually the very first national pageant system in the country that offered not only healthcare for the winner, which we have a full year of healthcare for our National Bearded Empress, but also we had sign language interpreters who were available for anyone who wished to attend. So that is also another perk with National Bearded Empress, is that we try to be incredibly inclusive for our community.
And that is perfect for Jamie Angel because they are in a wheelchair and they sign.
Absolutely. We're here for it.
I love that. That's incredible. Even with VAGENESIS's video, I was very happy to see they captioned it themselves.
Yeah.
Although it looked like it was filmed on TikTok, so TikTok does that. So I got you. Because I just figured out that feature.
That feature on TikTok. Oh, and one more thing. I'm sorry, Jade. Just a throw on top of for the regional promoters. So like everything like I had already said that you get when you invest into National Bearded Empress. Which if you want to become a promoter, contact Michelle Woods at Michelle Woods. She'll come on and tell you her email in a minute. But you don't just get the flyer, you also get a promoter video as well. So like, because we are all about watching the video. I mean, I have you right here. You know what I mean? Like I'm watching it, but I'm like also watching over here. And
Nice.
Exactly. So you also get a promoter video as well. So you have, we make it, we have our designer make it and everything, we give it to you, and then you get to promote for what you need. So basically, you're basically the only thing you're responsible for is to get part of your prize package and your contestants.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
we're getting some amazing comments right now. Jasleen Dixon wants to say, I absolutely love how inclusive and welcoming this system sounds. I love bearded drag and been wanting to try it, but haven't found the right system until now.
Well, thank you, Jasleen. Absolutely. You know, the one thing that our system is based on is, you know, we have our motto, gender no longer wins the crown. You know, because for so long it's either been male presenting or female presenting. That is done. We're in 2022. Okay, Marge, wake up. Okay. But it's also about being inclusive to people that are hearing impaired, that are in a wheelchair, that are, you know, sensitive to lighting and stuff like that. So we make sure that we literally ask each contestant, tell us, and we're not asking you this so that we can point a finger or, you know, take away points. We want to make sure you are comfortable on that stage, because if you are not comfortable, we are not doing our job.
And that's really important. You know, if you want to be your best, you have to be in a safe environment. And this, you sound too good to be true. It's just,
and yes, and I'm not trying to toot myself or Michelle's horn really quick. Like I'm not trying to toot it, but there are other systems out there that have done very, very bad things in the community, and they get praise. They get, because people forget about it. Okay, you can go all the way back in me and Michelle's social media feeds, and you will see that we have been the pioneer of the front on the front running of making sure equality for everybody has ever happened. You know, you can go all the way back till Facebook started, Instagram, whatever.
MySpace. You're not gonna catch the N-word. You're not gonna catch, you know, any kind of misogyny. You're not gonna catch any kind of transphobia. You're not gonna hear anything that is xenophobic. There's not gonna be any or classist or anything. None of that. Right. That's not who we are.
That's not who we are.
Now, will you catch me going after someone that's a Trump supporter? Yes, I have done that, and I own that, and I have made it very clear, 1,000,000%. But you know what I mean? Like, but you don't come come over here wanting to talk about that stuff with me, you know. But no, but when it comes down to it, what it boils down to is that being equal, being fair, being caring, we're for it. We're not perfect human beings. Trust me. Even for us, there were some things that we realized, even with our own pageant, that next year never going to happen again. We are not doing it at the venue that we were at this last time. We will never be there again, because we want to make sure that there's more fluidity for us to move around and get in there earlier. So, you know, we're making adjustments that needs to be, even from the contestant standpoint. We want you to feel comfortable to compete, you know. National Bearded Empress was started because we weren't comfortable with what we had available to us, you know. All I can ask people to do is that they come into looking at us with an open mind and open heart. We have something so incredible available to them And yeah, are we popular? Yeah. Or do we have friends? Yes. Do people love us? Yes. But do we have an equal amount of people that don't like us because we're doing something that maybe makes them look like shit? Absolutely. You know what I mean? And is that okay? Totally here for it. Because we're doing things from
and we have this crown.
Right.
I mean,
right.
That bucket of chicken that you have right there.
Paula Frost asked a really good question. Said, what's the hardest part about becoming a promoter? The hardest part about becoming a promoter is recognizing that people will never understand why you dream the way that you do. People will think that you are foolish. They will think that you are ridiculous. They think you got up and you left your friends partying just so you could go ahead and do a pre-planning video with the rest of the people that you're doing this with, because this means something to you or means something to the community. It's not going to get you all the friends, but it'll get you all the right ones.
Correct.
It's not going to make you popular around all of your loved ones, but you do have to be able to make time for everything in your life. So that's really hard. You know,
that whole thing just reminds me of one of the best pageant questions I have ever heard. And I think I got this when I competed for Miss Central PA Pride. So I'm going to ask you both a pageant question now. So, BEARONCE Bear, contestant number 1.
Yes.
Do you believe it is better to be respected or popular?
That is a very, very intricately asked question, Jade. Hi, everybody. I am BEARONCE Bear, your contestant number 1. And you have to have respect to be popular. Because if you are popular without respect, you are popular for all the wrong reasons. So you want to have respect to be popular, to have all of the correct reasons. Thank you so much for that question. I hope you enjoyed my answer.
Contestant number 2, Michelle Woods, same question.
Let's repeat the question, please, and say it slowly because I like the way you talk.
Oh, okay. Do you believe it is better to be popular or respected?
Hello, my name is Michelle Woods. I'm your contestant number 2, vying for the hearts of the promoter near you, for you to join National Bearded Empress. And I personally believe that being respected is much more important, and having self-respect is the most important thing I could ever have. Thank you. That is my answer to the question. Everyone, please tip your waitresses. Make sure that you take care of all your non-binary brothers, sisters, and siblings, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I win.
And the winner of On-Stage Question is contestant number 3, Jade DeVere. Thank you.
Yay!
So we only have.
I'm sorry, my headphones fell off. I couldn't hear who the winner was. Me. Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God. This has been such a delight this evening. We only have 2 minutes left, and I want to do a little fun thing I've started doing on the show. BEARONCE Bear, what is one question you have for Michelle Woods?
Oh. Why did you call me July 4th, girl? No.
Froze. How sad.
No.
My whole thing just froze on you, so I was like, perfect.
I said, why did you call me July 4th, 2019? No. One question that I have for Michelle. Okay. If there was one thing that you could change about me, what would it be?
If there was one thing that I could change about you right now, it's the fact that you don't realize how amazing you are.
Aww.
Seriously, you don't even realize it. Like, people don't even understand how much you give and how much you truly care. You know, I think that's probably the hardest thing to watch when you get so close to someone doing this, because BEARONCE is my vice president. He is the vice president of National Bearded Empress. National Bearded Empress Pageantry Systems Incorporated. He is the vice president. He was there when no one else could be. I respect and I love that man. And if you hurt me, you're hurting him. If you're hurting him, you're hurting me. I've watched people talk about him or speak not to me, because they know better than to say something like me, because as big as my personality is, I boom with my voice. I use my lion's roar. I'm a true Leo by form and fashion. But I've watched him give to people who didn't deserve it. And to see the disrespect that he would ever be given, and with how much he does, and they don't even understand that he is always, even for the people who have done him wrong, he still prays for them at night. Do you understand what I'm saying? He still wishes them well. So when they are doing something against him, they're doing something against the divine, because they're getting it back. I just wish that he knew how wonderful he was, and he didn't have to put up with some of that shit. So that's for me.
Well, thanks, girl. Now you're gonna meet. Cheers. Thanks.
But I couldn't do this with anybody else. You know what I mean? And to be quite honest with you, like how we got into this is even a funnier story. How we got to where we are. You know what I mean? Because I was in a bad position when I was his promoter. Things ended up happening, and I looked at him and he was like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "I have to do something. This bitch is a fucking train wreck." No. But we were going through shit at the time, and when you look at what we have, I have siblings, but I have never been given something so special in a sibling as I have with him. So I don't have to tell him shit. He already knows how I'm gonna feel about stuff. You couldn't ask for better than that. You know what I mean? And he respects how I feel, and he considers my feelings when other people wouldn't. So especially being a woman in our community, it's very difficult. So to have the emeriti that I do, to have the vice president that I have, to have his partner, to have my partner, to have all of these people who love and cherish and want better for, and even our contestant base, I couldn't ask for better. So all I want for him is to get the love that he deserves, and to always know that he's number one. He's amazing. He'll always be Pense. That's why he's a thought. I come from a French Catholic background, and Pense, he is a thought. He is incredibly thoughtful. Incredibly thoughtful. So yeah, I just sang your praises, bitch.
Thanks, Adam.
That's amazing. Well, turnabout is fair play. Michelle, what is one question you have for BEARONCE? I love this. This just makes me happy.
Evil.
Why do you always try to save me from finding out shit, even though you know I'm intuitive and I've already picked up on it? Why do you do that? Why do you do that to yourself? I just want to know, because I am incredibly intuitive. And ask him.
Very scarily intuitive. Scarily. Like, I'm like, oh, bitch. I'm like, what Ouija board you got out today? Okay.
It doesn't, and I told him, I said, it doesn't work like that. I don't get the winning lottery numbers, it's a gift to help you with other things, but exactly. I pick up on stuff. Why do you do that to me? I just
so and Jade, we have to answer honestly, correct? It's more along the lines because I know how you hone in on stuff, and for you to learn how to where I can just blase it. Like, I try to keep that from you because I'm like, this bitch gonna hone in on this. She gonna go cray cray. But, oh shit. Oh girl, no. Michelle, look over there. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things that it's just one of those, I'm trying to protect you. I'm just trying to be like, you want to know what? Don't give the energy of what we're talking about at that moment in time, because that subject does not deserve it. It doesn't deserve our respect so we cannot make it popular.
Okay. Okay, fair. Fairsies. Fair. Fair.
I love this. Tonight has been truly inspiring. I'm like the comment section has never been such a love fest before, and which that's hot. Just got one more comment from Drew Sizemore. Remember to announce National Bearded Empress Leather at Large and there as contestant number 1.
I love Drew.
Listen, Drew, let me tell you something. Thank God for Drew, because he played intermediary during the pageant with a lot of shit, and he is a professional. I don't know. Look, I don't know. He needs a special medal for handling some shit, because me personally, like there's only so much I could take until I start showing my cards, you know? Like, all right, here, you're going to get Michelle, you know? Drew's just like, I'm professional. I'm steady. I'm this. And I'm like, man, you're easy going like Sunday morning. Like, this is a Lionel Richie song. I just hear it like playing in the background, you know? No, he's good. So maybe one day, Drew, maybe you might be an honorary Leatherman. Who knows? We can always use someone of your specific talents and strengths.
Right.
Your skill set.
Right.
We love you too, Drew. We love you too. And you already know that I love you, but Michelle loves you as well.
Well, kids, we are a couple minutes over our time, but it was absolutely worth it. I want to give the two of you one more chance to say goodbye and just share any words of wisdom you have for everybody who is watching at home. And I think we'll start with BEARONCE, who's getting a prop.
No, I gotta pass the fiance his laptop. So one last thing. Thank you so much for having us, Jade. This was amazing. I wish that, Anastasia was able to. Is it Anastasia or Anastasia?
Anastasia.
Okay. Yep. I wish that Anastasia was able to be here, but health first. Always got to make sure you take care of yourself. So sending her well wishes, and I'm sure she'll watch this at some point. And so I just hope that you are feeling better and that you are getting everything taken care of. To everybody that joined in to watch us, thank you so much for just coming on and learning a little bit about National Bearded Empress. And if you hadn't heard about us, which I'm sure you have, but now you get to see a little bit of what we are about. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Michelle or myself. And one last thing is just be good to every fucking buddy you come in contact with and smile.
Yeah.
You never know that the ass you kick tonight might be the ass you have to fucking deal with tomorrow. So be nice to everybody. It's a learning lesson and it's a learning curve. You're not muted. We hear everything you say, sweetie.
Sorry. He was looking for his weed.
No, that's fair.
Florida, we allow that here in
Medical,
Florida.
Yeah.
Those left-handed cigarettes.
Exactly.
The devil's lettuce.
Yep. Oh, what did we say the other day? She really enjoys donuts.
Because you get that much.
Amethyst really likes donuts. Anyway.
There's a drag name that you mentioned. What is it? Something about jump off. What's
Fancy
the drag?
Dismount.
Oh my God, that's the best.
She is everything. Best. Fancy Dismount is a bit of everything.
I just love that name. Like it does. And then you're talking about the rooster. Something about the
Rooster Bar.
Wild Rooster.
That's going to be this Friday.
I wanna come there. I wanna go.
It's gonna be cute. I can't wait. That cast is incredible. Oh yeah. Because we got like some sexy, we've got some funny, we've got whatever I do.
You're like whatever
I end up doing that day.
I think you do a little bit of everything though. You're pretty well very versatile from what I could tell. And your makeup skills are amazing. Your hair is beautiful. You're very talented. You're very easy to talk to. So of course.
And Jade, really quick, and I know that we're over minutes. I just want to tell you something really quick. So make sure that I know you are loving your makeup palettes, everything. Make sure that you check out Profanity Cosmetics, Lucifer Matrix.
Oh,
Don't worry, Jade. We got you, girl. Don't you worry.
We'll send you.
We're gonna send you a little something.
Yeah, like literally, like they are amazing. Their pigments,
Amazing.
their
Have you
gloss.
seen? Amazing. Did you see any of the photos of BEARONCE recently and that red lip?
yes.
So the photo that you showed with me going like this on the thing, that is all profanity, eye and lip. Like
that stuff was amazing.
And Dion just popped in and said, "Yes, love it."
Mm-hmm.
Dion looks so good at the pageant, just amazing. So if you get a chance, I hope that everybody starts friending like Terry James, National Bearded Empress on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Tumblr. We're even on TikTok, girl. The last TikTok I think that we posted was a video of BEARONCE walking in a singlet and a coverall and a unicorn horn. And I was like, Mom's mad. She had to come pick up your little badass kid from lunch while she tried to get laid. You know what I mean?
Dion, I'm going to be reaching out. So just so you know, I'll be contacting you. Michelle, did you have any last words for everybody watching at home?
Be good to each other, love each other, respect one another, and stand up for each other. When you see an injustice, stick up for one another. And by the way, hold other people accountable. People can change, but people don't change overnight. So if someone does something really heinous, hold them accountable for a while. Make them prove themselves worthy of your loyalty.
I love that. I want to thank the two of you for being here tonight because this has been so much fun. As soon as I saw Anastasia's message about not being able to make it tonight, instantly my anxiety went, ah! But this has been such an easy night for me. You two were so informative and so just thoughtful about everything. And, you know, I respect the hell out of the two of you. I really want to keep in touch because I have enjoyed this evening. Everybody who's been watching at home, I want to thank you all for tuning in this evening. I did get a message that I almost forgot something. I didn't forget. I was just saving it for last. Now, my beautiful husband is a show promoter, and he likes to give a weekly bit of advice. And I read it earlier. I believe this is a bit of advice for drag performers out there this week. And Derek's helpful drag tip is, if you can't paint yourself, how in the hell are you going to paint somebody else? Can I get an amen?
Ooh, amen. Baby, that's an amen. Hallelujah. We're gonna say the whole novena on that one. You can't be a winner of a pageant and not be able to paint yourself because, baby, you got to travel. You cannot. No.
That's advertising. Like, the pageant is your job interview, and if you can't actually do the job, then why did you interview?
Correct.
You know.
But you know what? There are some people that cannot paint themselves at all.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just got to find techniques. It took me my hands shake naturally. So whenever I'm doing my eyeliner, it's literally stress. But I'm like, I learned how to do it. You know, I have a friend who has vision problems. She learned how to do her face. You know, you'll find ways to make it work for you.
Listen, there are people that do not have hands that are able to put makeup on their face. There are people that are able to feed themselves. You know what I mean? Able to drive. And that's what reminds me that I can lose weight if people can do stuff like that. Girl, I am a loser. I haven't done shit with my life. I need to do something with myself. You know what I mean? Be like you. Be like, Michelle, you pathetic piece of shit. Do you see what they go through? And you are bitching about not having carbs, you bitch. Get it together.
Oh my God.
Be like, well, fuck my drag. I guess I got told.
And I'm starving. He's been cooking dinner and I can smell it and it's smelling. And I'm like, and now you're talking about going on a diet.
Right? Be like, listen, people can do this kind of shit and I'm over here bitching about, I can't not have any potatoes. My privileged fucking ass. Be grateful.
I love how 3 of us just coughed.
Oh my God, this has been absolutely ridiculous this evening. This has been amazing. Poor Anastasia. She's going to watch this and go, bitch. Next week, we have another amazing show planned for you. We are going to be talking to two show promoters who actually tag team show promoting. So we are going to have the incredible Araya Sparks joining us, as well as returning to Inside the Drag Closet, Chastity Vane.
Yeah.
So I am super excited to have them here. I absolutely adore both of them, and I love working with them. But we have reached the end of our program for this evening. So there is only one thing left to say, and that is, good night, kids.
Good night.